So may I take question 14 and 15 together, please?
Yes, please. Good.
There were about 30 reported accidents involving pedestrians and PMDs, personal mobility devices, including e-scooters, on public paths from January to September last year. We don't have statistics on near misses. The LTA will step up efforts to prevent accidents through enforcement and education. Last year, LTA issued more than 1,700 advisories for unsafe riding behaviors. Offenders will also face fines once the Active Mobility Act comes into force soon. LTA is working with 800 active mobility patrol volunteers to conduct regular patrols in their communities and also to share safe riding practices. LTA will soon be conducting a campaign to raise awareness of the active mobility rules and penalties. The Safe Riding program will also be launched in schools, foreign worker dormitories, and community centers. It will be compulsory for all cyclists and PMD users who are caught riding recklessly. In the event of an accident, the victim should file a police report and the police will investigate. If the offender is convicted in court for committing an offense, the court will consider if compensation to the victim should be paid. The victim can also seek compensation through civil lawsuits, mediation, or private settlements. All types of bicycles, including power-assisted bicycles or what we call e-bikes, are not allowed to be used on expressways. Offenders can face prosecution and, if convicted, face a fine of up to $1,000 or imprisonment of up to 3 months or both. The use of PMDs on all public roads is also prohibited. In response to the growing use of PMDs, the compensation sum of $100 will be increased to $300 and $500 for offenders who ride on local and major roads respectively from next week, January 15th. Repeat offenders will face stiffer penalties, including court action. If convicted, offenders face a fine of up to $2,000 or imprisonment of up to 3 months or both.
Dr. Tan Lu Meng.
I thank the Minister for his reply. I've got 2 supplementary questions. Firstly, regarding near misses, would Minister feel it is beneficial for residents who have been involved in a near miss to make it known to LTA and the authorities so that we can draw lessons from such near misses which may herald more serious incidents in future? Secondly, would his ministry continue studying or perhaps reviewing whether we should introduce some form of compulsory insurance for device owners, especially where the potential of harm from an accident from that device is higher than other device types? And the reason I raise this is some of my residents are worried that when an accident occurs, there could be a double financial tragedy. The injured party is injured, has medical bills. The person riding the device may be of limited means and unable to provide compensation even if the civil tort finds him or her liable.
So I think the member for both suggestions, I think both are reasonable suggestions and good suggestions. I have actually asked the active mobility something panel, advisory panel chaired by my colleague here, Dr. Faisal Mohammed, to review this whole code of conduct and practices governing AMDs. We have now almost a year of experience, and I think in the light of that experience, we should see what other rules should we introduce or other rules be tweaked or toughened So some of these suggestions, I'm sure the panel will take that into account as well, including insurance, wearing of helmets, whether we should register e-scooters. We have started registering e-bikes, whether there's a case to register e-scooters. I don't think we should be registering all scooters or all bicycles, but I think those that which are power assisted and therefore potentially can incur greater harm, there may be a case for some sort of registration, but I leave it to the panel to have a good review over this.